Previously on Red, White, and Burnouts.
So ProCharger is one of the industry leaders in supercharging, and what we decided was we wanted to go with the ProCharger so that we could get the type of power we were after.
They're a really well-known name in the industry. They make amazing centrifugal superchargers, essentially a belt-driven supercharger. They're super easy to install.
So we decided to go with this ProCharger kit. So the D1X kit was actually fully complete from top to bottom. So we took it back down to 360 Customs in Brandon, Florida, and we said, hey guys, here's the kit. Can you plug this thing in and make it happen, and let's make some power. So about 3 days into the installation, Josh sent me a message and said, hey man, this is not ready. It's not going to be ready.
A lot of stuff went kind of wrong. You know, a job that was supposed to take a couple of days turned into more about a week.
Like we said, the time's a little bit tight, and of course we have to keep it within our budget. So it'll be interesting to see if we get all that done in the right time.
Let's get it started.
All right, so now today we're working on the Corvette doing the supercharger and the injectors so we can get set up to go have some fun on the road course.
So with the car fully assembled again and us getting ready to go to Sebring, we're gonna do a couple of things to actually get the car ready. So the first thing we're gonna do is actually remove the supercharger off the car. The reason we're gonna do that is because as cool as it is that it makes almost 700 horsepower, it's not exactly realistic for being on the racetrack. The power is so high, it's just not exactly manageable. So what we're gonna do is essentially remove the head unit from the car, run a stock belt system on the car, and then we're gonna put like a cold air intake on the car. And what that's gonna give us the ability to do is run the motor in a naturally aspirated form. Now, in doing this also, we have 1650cc injectors that we're gonna replace with something a lot more streetable, like 58 pound-an-hour injectors. That's gonna get us a lot better drivability. We're not gonna have as many issues with the fueling. So because this system is fairly new to us, we don't necessarily have a bunch of different tunes for a bunch of different setups. So just to be sure that the car is safe before we actually get on track at Sebring, we're gonna put it back on the dyno in its naturally aspirated form. So we're gonna actually do some testing, make sure the car is happy, all the fueling is good, the spark is good. We're expecting to make right around 400 horsepower with the 416 in a naturally aspirated form, which would be plenty for Sebring, but we're just gonna make sure everything's okay, then get loaded up and head out. So we just did a pull on the car. We've got it completely tuned out in naturally aspirated form with those different injectors. We're making 384 horsepower and 367 foot-pounds of torque. AFR is all nice and clean, so this car has more than enough power to go around the track at Sebring, so we're gonna get it loaded up. We're gonna head there and see what she does.
So next up for the Corvette, we're gonna take it down to Sebring, have some fun, and actually kind of break it in properly there, and then use it so we have some more advanced classes coming up, here in Tampa. So we're here at Sebring International Raceway on our last part of our journey to rebuild the Corvette and to test it and dial it in and really see how it's going to perform, because technically this is the place where it blew up. So hopefully this time we're going to do a better job of running it and see if we can really just get some great performance out of it.
So we're here at Sebring International Raceway, and I'm actually getting the opportunity to race our BMW 335 IS on track today. I'm really excited about it. I'm not nervous yet. I think that nervousness is gonna start to kick in actually when I'm sitting on the starting grid, but I'm really excited to actually get behind the wheel of the car. I've been on this track maybe half a dozen times. I've ridden a lot. I've been racing a lot of it in video games, and I'm finally ready to take the wheel myself and see what I can really do on track.
All right, so I really want to talk about why Brett is here. technically Brett's here because he wants to be as cool as me, but he knows he can't be. And he's been trying for a really long time by playing Forza. And so by playing Forza, he thinks it's somehow going to translate into the reality until the car comes around on him and it spins and he hits an oak tree. So we're just hopeful that Brett doesn't die on track. But Brett's here also because he really wanted to enjoy road racing, and I'm on my way to becoming an instructor, and he really wants to try it out, so what better way to do it together and have some fun. All right, so this is my friend Ron Bizzetto. He is in the lower class I mentioned earlier, but technically I meant rookie.
No, no. I suddenly feel like I'm on the Titanic somewhere,
Yes.
that I'm in steerage.
Yes.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Not the lower class.
We're all dying, think of it that way.
Maybe like a novice, maybe a beginner, advanced beginner, something like that, you know.
Rookie.
Rookie.
All right, so this is kind of like the big test. We start out with a driver's meeting, and after the driver's meeting, we get out on track, we do a couple laps, break the car in, make sure everything's good. We're not gonna do anything too crazy the first session out, but from there it gets quite a bit more aggressive because in the group that I run in, you have to be fast or you kind of get run over. It's not one of the lower classes where people are kind of like waving and smiling at each other and they're just happy to be on track. No, these guys have been on track a long time. If you're not moving with them, you're kind of getting plowed over. So we're hopeful that the Corvette will pass the big test and that we'll end up keeping up and also passing at the same time.
So today was awesome. I had a really great time. My NASA instructor was amazing. He definitely gave me a lot of stuff to work on. I wasn't perfect. I definitely have a lot of areas for improvement. I'd like to say I did better than I really did, but I didn't do that great. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow and actually improving on the stuff I learned today. Can't wait to crash, sleep on all that stuff, and get better tomorrow.
All right, so today was great, aside from some mild overheating issues with the Corvette, which we cleared up by driver improvements. The car ran great, can't complain. Set some awesome lap times, and scared me a little bit, but for the most part, not the car's fault, and driver improvements to be had for the next time around.
So the Corvette performed awesome today. Even without the blower, Bob was still able to set some really scorching lap times. We're really happy with the way that this new motor is performing in the car, and hopefully we are able to improve some more and actually be able to push the car even faster than what we're currently running.
So the Corvette project is never really done. Technically, we don't have the big wing on it that we wanted because that was a really crappy purchase, and you know, it's just, unless you spend $1,500 on a wing, you're getting a piece of junk. There's that. But the rest of the car really came together nicely. Is it ever finished? Probably not. But performance-wise, brakes, everything's looking really good. And we can set some awesome repetitive lap times now, counting on the car to do its job.
I'm super excited to see this project finish. It's actually the highest horsepower car that the tuning school will have ever built, and it's one of the highest horsepower cars really I've ever got to work on and I've ever even seen come through the doors of this shop. So it's gonna be really awesome to have this in our stable. I can't wait to show it off to everyone at all the different shows we go to, and I can't wait to actually, you know, be really fast on racetracks and have a really good time with it.
The cool part about this process is we've learned that over 6 months, we were able to take a car from broken to badass. And we're kind of thinking, man, how do we apply that same technique to the rest of the cars around here?
So now that we've got this Corvette built up, we're looking at some of the other cars and other projects around us, and we're looking to kind of do the same things. So we're gonna be really revamping a lot of our vehicles in the upcoming year and years. And so we're gonna see what we can do to make more power with everything around us. We're gonna continue to do this research and development and continue to develop really awesome class cars.
So my advice when upgrading your car is to draw it all out on paper first. Put a budget down for how much you think each of the individual components are going to cost you, what's the labor associated with that, and then also what's the trade-off. That's something people don't generally think about. So everybody wants a giant cam, and we've put tons of big cams in, but nobody likes to drive them when you're done with them. So think about that, think about how you use the car, and then think about the components that'll get you to your end goal. So start with that end goal, budget everything out, and understand who do I need to talk to, shop it around a little bit, make sure you're comfortable with the person you're talking to on the other end of the line, because generally, kind of as it begins is how it's going to end. So if you didn't get a good vibe from that shop or from that performance parts supplier when you first called and said, I want that cam or that whatever you're talking about, usually it ends the same or worse. So if you want to end up happy with the output of your car, make sure you start with a clear vision for how you want it to begin.
And then obviously, stay tuned to all the stuff we're doing here at the tuning school, because we're going to continue to go really fast, make fast cars faster, make awesome course material, and teach awesome classes.
And so if you keep watching, we're going to have some awesome new builds coming in the next couple shows, and then also even more info on how we do our process and create courses here at the tuning school.